Is Monday, June 11th, and today on BPIU, essentially what we're going to be talking about from here on out is anything on Monday related topics. It's going to be based around real estate agents. Why am I even doing it? Number one is I never had this when I was actually starting out, and even so is that, I was out in Omaha and I was talking with a bunch of top agents. They're doing, 4,000 transactions. This one of the guys that was doing 4,000 transactions. Someone else was doing 1,500 transactions. Grant, this is a totally different marketplace than New York City, but it's always good to mastermind. It's always good. There is a competition within New York City. It's good. It's all right. It's good. Obviously, you want to raise and get better. But when I started out, I was going to all these people, all these mentors, like saying, what do I need to do? And I never had that. So this is more of a give back. After 9 years, I've learned a couple of things. Today is actually very specific, and it really kind of bargains on the longevity of being in the industry. I'll be in a transaction, and 9 years, it's good, but it's nowhere near where a lot of the other people that I've gone into transactions with, 25 years, 30 years. And it's funny because they lead with that. They actually say that, like up front. They actually say, hey, how's it going? Oh, good. I'm looking to show this property. And then you start talking further and they say, well, I've been in the industry for 25 years. I'm like, oh, congratulations. I know that's good. And, there's respect level there. But this is actually the topic that should be discussed, which is, I understand you've been in the industry for that amount of time, but are you getting better? Are you increasing your value to the marketplace? That's essentially what the show is about. It's actually increasing the value that each agent provides a buyer or seller, provides their brokerage, provides other agents, So the one question, and it really comes back to a story that I was funny. I was listening to Steve Harvey. I've been on the show. I was on the show as a dating contestant, ironically enough, as a real estate dating contestant. I lost he's a friend now. It was a funny, it's probably somewhere in the stratosphere, the whole video and everything else. But it was funny because about 7-8 years ago, there was a dating segment and these women were on that were single and they couldn't find the right guy. And it was the guys that, they were non-committal and things like that. And so before the show, Steve Harvey said, okay, write down the things that you really want to see in a guy. And so both of the women, they wrote down just a massive list. It was like 45 things each. It was like 45. The other girl had like 50. So he started reading through them. And, some of them actually contradicted, which was kind of funny. He was like, well, this kind of contradicts with number 38. So you had both of but they're pretty similar to the list, a nice, kind guy. But Steve Harvey said something very interesting. He said, you both want a millionaire. You both said you want a millionaire on your list. And he asked this very question that literally shifted my mindset. He goes, does a millionaire want you? I know what you want, but does a millionaire want you? And I go, wow. I'm like, that's powerful. That's powerful for a multitude of reasons. Number one is that if you want something, that's fantastic. That's kind of a goal, especially as an agent. Agents want more money. They want more business. They want higher commissions. They want, maybe more market share within the building they live in or within the area that they're in. It doesn't really matter. Whatever that is, it's like, what are you doing? What's the value that you're giving to that building, that area, to the marketplace? That's the number one question. I know, like I said, when I started this, I've been in the industry, for 9 years. And then when I'm in a transaction with someone that's in for 25 years or 30 years, they lead with that. And this is the thing, is that they expect all those years, all those transactions that they've been involved in, that those clients continuously use them. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why would they continuously use you? Why would they come back? How are you getting better? I understand the internet is getting faster. There's a lot more apps. It's a lot easier. You don't have to actually, you could do e-signing, you could do Google Drive, you could do all these things. So the internet and everything else in the marketplace is getting better. However, when you're actually looking at yourself from, yes, you have more experience, but experience doesn't mean always value. The value is I make more phone calls. I drum up interest. I drum up inventory. I ensure that that it's sponsored. We also have a big social media presence. The value is everything that not only the buyer and seller are looking for, but it's also the added value that you're going to continuously show. You're going to showcase that you're better than another agent. That's really what it comes down to. It's like, why are you better? There's a lot of people, especially when I was in finance, there was a lot of people that are like, well, I was in the industry for, at least 10 years. I should be getting paid more. I'm like, yeah, but what year over year did you do to actually earn that raise? And it's the same thing that we have to ask ourselves as agents, or as brokers or as owners or managers, is you have to say, okay, great. I understand you've been in it for X amount of years, or that you're year 5 and you're going on year 6 and you want to make more money, but what is the added value? What's the year over year? It's not just experience. It's like, what are you doing better? What are you taking out of all the technology that's coming on, number one? And number two is, yes, you have all this new technology coming on and off, but are you just sitting there and it's like, oh, there's a shiny red ball, and then you chase it and it goes off over here, but you're not actually adding value. You have all these systems in place, but you're not actually doing anything. You're not making the proactive phone calls to follow up after an open house on a Sunday, which I'm going to be doing after this. We had 3 open houses yesterday. I'm going to be calling all of them and saying, what's the feedback? That's an added value. That's something that I learned from an agent, and now I'm implementing every single Monday, is call all the people. Maybe they're looking for a buyer's agent. I don't know. To be honest, I'm really just focusing on the listing side, but it's one of those, and then I refer out the buyers. But that's something that I go to an owner and I say, I call every single Monday. I call everyone that came there and I say, what's the feedback? Do you want to move forward? Are there any questions? Can we do a second showing? That's drummed up so many offers that move to close deals. That's a perfect example. A lot of agents, yes, there's not as many transactions. In New York City 3-4 years ago, it was consistently 12,000 transactions total. And now we're looking at 10,000, 11,000. There's a lot more competition, a lot more agents. The compensation is lower. And it's like, I understand that you used to make, I don't know, 150,000, 300 $1 million. You made a certain amount of money, but to consistently actually make that amount of money, because you have obviously more market share cutting into it, what are you doing to get better? That's the number one question. What are you doing year over year to get better? That's the only question you should always be asking. And, I have a saying that I say, 1% better. 1%, just learn that 1%. When I went out to Omaha, Nebraska, I don't even know where that was, but I was masterminding with these incredible guys that were just crushing it. This one woman in, I think it was Salt Lake City, Utah, was making $1.5 million. She got into real estate like 4 or 5 years ago. She just has the exact system in place that just produces results for her owners and buyers. That's really what it comes down to. She's going there as a student. She's going there making $1.5 million. She's looking to expand. She's like, how do I expand? How do I get better? That's the number one question is, yes, you've been in the industry for 20 years. Yes, that a buyer and seller used you in the past, but what are you doing different now that they are going to continuously use you? I've had tons of clients, not tons actually, let's be honest. I've had maybe, I don't know, like just over a handful of clients, which isn't bad, use someone else because they said, listen, Charles, we love you and we worked with you, but this person is the building specialist. And the reason I put in quotes is, great, I'm going to give them a call and I'm going to say, we're going to put your home on the market, or we're going to put 12D on the market. Do you have anyone for 12D? We know you're the building specialist. There's a way to handle the objection, but I don't blame or look at the owner or the seller different. I say, what am I doing? Why am I not getting the business? Why am I not the number one person, even though there is a building specialist? We have a place on the market right now, and the building specialist came to our open house yesterday. And she goes, she's talking about how she's, all the things about the building. She knows everything about the building. Yet she only has one exclusive out of 8 that are available. So if you're the building specialist, usually you have about 50% market share, 40% market share. And there's a couple of homes that she actually put on the market and didn't sell. So it's not really the building specialist. The building specialist is you specialize in the building and getting the results for the building, okay? And she was another one that she's been in the industry for so long, and she's actually not happy that she's not getting the business, say our home that we have listed. And ironically enough, she's telling us all these things, including, it's not going to sell at this price, and the last one sold at this price, which was 4 or 5%. Guess what? I didn't reply because I wasn't doing the open house, but we actually have a contract out above the asking price. So the value that we added was a newsletter, sponsored on Street Easy, social media, property tour. Those are getting better, and this is going to be a theme that I come back to now, because there is going to be a disruption. I don't even look at that. I just look at it as I want to do business with only the best agents. Why we're doing this show, why I want the marketplace to, it's not even really work together, it's just get a little bit better. It's like, we're just above a used car salesperson, So think about that one question. I understand I've been in the industry for 5 years or 10 years or whatever the number is for you, and just say, okay, work backwards. What am I doing differently than I was 5 years ago? The marketplace is different. The consumer is a lot different. The consumer is going direct. They're going direct, except they're actually changing their psychology now. They're looking to save time and not money. Okay, that's a big difference. Okay, how is that Michael Dell, obviously the founder of Dell Computers, said by 2020, convenience and anything that saves them time, consumers, it could be anything, 2-day shipping, getting it immediately, same day shipping, things like that is everything. People will pay more to get it immediately. The instant gratification, and that's going nowhere, he said. He said 2020. I said, I think it's now. New York City, it's now. That's why people, this is funny, there was a big consumer shift, at least in New York City in 2013, 2014, where people went directly to the open house and then they came to an agent. Before, they would go to an agent, say, okay, I'm looking to buy, and then the agent would say, these are the open houses. But because it's online and because it's a lot easier, why are you getting involved in saying, these are the open houses yes, we should obviously give that, but get a little bit better. I'll give you one example. Yesterday we were hosting open house. The agent was meeting the clients for the first time at the open house, at my open house, and he had a sheet that had all the details. It was like an Excel spreadsheet that he printed out, had all the details in the order they're seeing it, notes, and then he gave them pens. That's getting 1% better. That is including probably referrals in that conversation. Hey, listen, this is something that we do for all of our buyers, and we would love it if anyone that you come across is looking to buy or sell, just keep us in mind. Is there anyone that you have in mind right now? Or a conversation that you could have is, do you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell? Do you have anyone that is considering to buy or sell this year? That's a referral conversation, but no one's going to give you a referral. No one's going to give you repeat business. You're not guaranteed repeat business. The expectations that someone should work with you again because they worked with you in the past is ridiculous. There's statistics out there. I think it was 30% don't even remember after 5 years the agent. It was either they don't remember the agent or they don't remember the company that the agent was who helped them buy the home. Okay, that's embarrassing. That's someone that doesn't keep in touch. Okay, and I'm at fault as well. So that this is this show BPIU, which is being streamed right now on hopefully on BPI's YouTube channel. It's to hold me accountable as well. Hold me accountable to, I'm saying this, I'm doing it. I need to do this. Or else you're thinking about, Charles, thanks for the advice, but are you doing it? Where are your results? You can't see it right now, but right here I have a whiteboard that tracks all the calls that I've done today. We reach out every single day. We have the calls, we have the contacts, we have the appointments, and the goals for this week. I have the June appointments goal, which is 30. And then, there's a couple other things right here. that is getting 1% better. You know, with Town Residential, you know, collapsing, and then you have Keller Williams who's laying off people, there's something going on. I own the business. I know what the office space is. I know what the overhead is. I know what the monthlies are. I know what the subscription costs are. I know what the licensing fees are for everything. Because I'm doing that, I'm telling you right now, those big boys, you know, no, Halstead, Corcoran, Brown Harris Stevens, Element, all these people, they have storefront locations. Their overhead is massive. They have marketing, they have admins, they have IT, they have so many fixed costs. And the amount of transactions are going, the amount of compensation is going down. You have to get better, or else, you know, the resume is going to be on monster.com. So welcome back to BPIU. I know there was like a 2-week hold. Hopefully the Wi-Fi, we did the Wi-Fi. I got a great, you know, converter. So hopefully this all works out. If you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. On Wednesday, we're actually going to be talking about the market update. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about seller strategy, which is obviously all the sellers out there, owners and things like that. Today is for the business owners, the agents, things like that. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, I'll answer them on Friday, which is called Yawa. You ask, we answer, and it's just going to be just really quick, you know, FAQ. Should I get into real estate? Should I not get into real estate? You know, can I do it part-time? You know, any questions, doesn't really matter. And, you know, should I buy? Should I not buy? You know, whatever those questions are. So if you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. Look forward to doing this. Just, you know, pumping out the content that the industry deserves for the agents to get a little bit better, the agents to hold themselves accountable, the agents to, you know, I know I want more money, but the number one question is, what am I doing different? What am I doing different? Year over year, what am I doing different? If I'm doing nothing different, don't expect better results. Definition of insanity, you know, doing the exact same thing, expecting different results, you know. So have an awesome day. Happy Monday. It's looks like the sun's going to be coming out here in New York City. Leave in the comments below, subscribe to the video. Talk to you guys soon.